Thanks for your interest in this poster presentation. I will describe how two sets of pre-competitive data in the Darling Headwaters of northern New South Wales were integrated in a case study to demonstrate revitalised target vectoring and proximity measurements applicable at all scales across Australia. Patrice and Phil will have already spoken on the national geochemical and heavy mineral surveys using the same drainage outlet samples taken from the majority of catchments across the country. The earlier geochemical data attracted me to a number of regions and commodities, such as the Darling Headwaters. The headwaters are highly anomalous in lead, as shown here, but also tin and tungsten across a range of sample depths, fractions, and digests. Another 8 metals are also highly but less consistently anomalous. The later heavy mineral data again highlighted the Upper Darling as nationally anomalous in pentlandite, chalcopyrite, galena, sphalerite, tungstenite, scheelite and cassiterite observations, indicating sources from diverse mineral systems. This diagram is a screenshot of GA's mineral network analysis tool. That tool also demonstrated most of our historic mining operations, such as Broken Hill and Isaac Cloncurry, sit on drainage divides. The resulting catchment clusters have a divergent pathfinder dispersion field, or PDF, with outlets far removed from the main deposit sources, resulting in diluted heavy mineral drainage signatures. This pattern is assumed to be a consequence of the silica ion enrichment of the mineral systems. So why do the Darling Headwaters have enhanced heavy mineral signatures? Do the widespread sulfides in the heavy mineral samples indicate opportunities for proximal subcropping deposits not detected by early prospectors on the shallow margins of basin cover, as in the Upper Darling? It was time to find out. I was seeking a data matrix that could be developed into target vectors and proximity measures. The matrix of 9 NGSA geochemical values for each catchment sample shows promise for further research. However, I selected anomalous catchments simply by metal values and repeatability. In contrast, the single heavy mineral sample taken from each catchment outlet provided thousands of mineral observations that enabled classification into, firstly, pathfinder suites for different mineral system types, and secondly, a range of mineral hardnesses in each suite to provide proximity measures. Sulfides, being common to most deposit styles, are important as soft indicators of proximal mineral systems. The example shown here is for BHTs with progressive vectoring from hard garnite, which can represent multiple source styles and cross-catchment migration, to adding co-occurrent softer rhodonite, then onto chalcopyrite as the most proximal component of the matrix. You can see the standouts are the divergent catchment clusters around Cannington and Broken Hill, plus the convergent clusters at the Darling Headwaters and Murrumbidgee-Murray Junction. The case study showed the recent geomorphic history of the Darling Headwaters produced overlapping and migrated PDFs for 3 different mineral system styles. These were untangled by using heavy minerals exclusive to each style, then the presence of sulfides as a proximity measure. Another trick was to compare the heavy minerals assemblages and target proximities of adjacent catchment samples to refine target vectors back to likely source areas that overlapped catchment boundaries. Source target areas are interpreted for the BHT PDF under the southern margin of the Eromanga. A proximal nickel-copper target area is interpreted on the suture between the Lachlan and Thompson, and a new tin tungsten field is interpreted amongst the irrigators on the Upper Darling. Looking more closely at the Lilyfields nickel target, the nationally anomalous pentlandite, chalcopyrite and sphalerite sample is supported by mafics and ultramafics, intersected in historic drilling along with nickel anomalism in the limited downstream geochem. To integrate the new results with our more classic targeting tactics, my first port of call is radiometrics for evidence of a nearby subcropping basement signature showing through the unconsolidated alluvial cover and producing what I called the primary starter target warranting reconnaissance to refine the geomorphology and target area. Then iteration with good old potential field data provides likely drill targets in the same vicinity, as can be seen in both the positive and remnant magnetic anomalies and strong gravity features. The approach also has regional applications when integrated with other regional data and concepts, such as the distribution of major deposits around the cratonic margin. Here I use MHA again to show the chalcopyrite anomalous areas in the Eromanga-Cooper basin area that may represent new copper provinces on reinterpreted extensions to the Isa and to the Broken Hill corridors. I concluded the integration of the NGSA and HMMA data, along with other data, concepts and local experience, are valuable tools for improving Australia's discovery rate, particularly on the margins of our basin cover. These results warrant the extra access effort required to complete the national data coverage. On the research side, infill of selected catchments with associated geomorphic studies, preferably done by the local surveys, are desirable to firm up proof of concept and add value to the national surveys. Thank you for your interest, and I welcome questions and comments during the conference, especially if you want to see more detail on the diagrams. And of course, any technical questions on the NGSA and HMMA should go to Patrice, Phil and co-workers, with Evgeny and Alex presenting on other heavy minerals aspects in later poster sessions. Thank you again for your interest.